Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is about how to be the it girl. So this is something that doesn't just happen overnight. It is a lot of practices that you have to reinforce throughout the years. This has definitely helped me so much over the past few years, me becoming the person that I am today, because I was never always like that. So I'll be telling you guys about 10 different mindset shifts or slash habits that will help you transform and become that girl. So without further wait, let's get right into it. All right, so number one is knowing your worth. It is so important for us to know what we are, what we stand for, and what we believe in. Okay, we're not gonna let others change that or take that away from us, because we're all unique, different people. We all have different believings, different mindsets, and just because someone else thinks like that doesn't mean we also have to think like that. So one thing that's really important for me is, when it comes to knowing my self-worth, is that I do not rely on other people's opinions on myself, because they don't know me. Everyone else views you through a lens that they have for themselves. So your parents will view you differently, your friends will view you differently based on their opinions, based on their experiences through life, the way they've been raised. So all of that comes in when people view you. People's views of you is not who you are. You know who you are. They don't know who you are, okay? So let's just stop with other people's external validation, because we don't need that anymore. So going back to what I was saying, one thing that I've incorporated more and more, mostly this year, is when someone tells me, oh, you're so pretty, oh, you're so blah, 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 I just simply say thank you and I move on. I don't anymore get a big head over a compliment. When someone compliments me, I simply just say thank you and I move on. I don't say, oh my god, really? And I don't say, oh my god, you too. Oh my god, no, I don't think so. If someone says, oh, your hair looks so nice, I don't say, oh really? No, it's just so bad, it's just so oily. Or no, you just take the compliment and you move on. Because we, at the end of the day, know who we are. I don't let other people define me. If other people want to compliment me, that's fine. I'll say thank you and I'll move on. Because if you give the other person that power to make your day just because they've given you a compliment, because if tomorrow that person also says you're so bad at this, you're so like not pretty, you're so ugly, like whatever it may be, we will be so disappointed. Why? Because we're letting other people decide for us what we are. That's not right, because that's going to put you in the wrong mindset. You know who you are. Don't let other people tell you who you are. Just take the compliment and move on, because you know what you are. Okay, just remember that you know what you are. They don't. People will look at you through their own lenses. Everyone looks at you differently. If you want to be it girly, you just cannot rely on others for your happiness. It girls are happy, fulfilled, and in love with themselves before anyone else. I'm not saying you don't need other people in life for happiness. I'm saying you need to drop the idea of thinking this person needs to do this for me, to do that for me in order for me to be happy, because that's when things start to go downhill. Because if they don't match what you have in your mind, which they most likely won't, because nobody has anything to owe us, okay? We've got everything to owe to ourselves, but nobody else has nothing to owe us. Before you even get to the point, make sure you've just started creating your own happiness. For some examples can be journaling, getting therapy, going to the gym, starting your day off right, having a morning routine. If that's what puts you in the right mood, start doing things for yourself that you love. Number 4 is trusting your opinion. We are no longer waiting for someone else's opinion on something. If you want that haircut, you get that haircut. If you want to try that new makeup look, you try that new makeup look. If you want to post that photo, you post that photo. Because you know what? This is how you'll learn, through your own experience. Let's stop seeking external validation. Let's leave that and let's just start trusting our own opinion about ourselves, because at the end of the day, we are who knows ourselves the best, not someone else. And who knows, if that haircut that you want doesn't suit you, that's okay. We can always grow it out. If you've tried it, so now you know to not do it next time. If you hadn't known and trusted someone else and they said no, you'd probably be disappointed and been like, oh, I really wanted that though. So just go for it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. That's okay. At least you did it. You did it for yourself. Number 5 is become non-reactive and stop taking things personally. This is something I am currently working on. I have not mastered this yet, but we will one day. You need to know who you are, and if someone feels some type of way about you, that's fine. That's none of your business. That's just what they think, and that's okay. When you start taking things defensively, you show that you have a very low self-worth, because you need to realize that you do have strong opinions, okay? And other people do too. They might not align, and that's okay. They don't have to align. Just because someone else believes something else, it doesn't mean that you have to. You're a strong person who can hear opinions about others and just be like, okay, cool, but that's not my opinion. You don't have to fight over it. You don't have to tell them like, this is not what I believe. You just say, okay, cool, and just move on. You have your own opinions. They have their own opinions. If you just think about that and let that sink in for a second, that way nobody can mess with you, because you simply just don't care. 6 is not thinking someone is better than you. It is so important to know that you're the it girl. You're so beautiful. You're so confident. You're so blah blah blah, but it is also important to know that the other person you're talking to is all of that too, okay? They're not anything lower than you. Make sure you value them as well. It girls know they're the baddest, but they also know others are too. They're not going to put others down just because they think they are all that. We are still kind, caring, and treat everyone around us as equal. And it's not a competition, because at the end of the day, we know who we are. Nobody can take that away from us. So make sure to just be kind and loving. We don't owe anything to anyone else, so it's so important to just be yourself, okay? But not to see anyone else as anything less than you. Number 7 is my favorite, and that is make time for yourself so you feel put together. Spend a lot of time just in our own thoughts. We do everything for everyone else. We make sure we go to work. We make sure we are there for our family. We make sure we clean. We make sure we cook. We make sure we do blah, blah, blah for everyone else. But when it comes to us, we're actually not really there for us. It's so important to stay grounded, spend time in nature, and just do things that you love, because it's so important to be there for yourself, whether it's going for a walk, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's cooking yourself a nutritious meal. So important to make sure that you check in regularly with your thoughts, whether that's journaling, by doing whatever, but make sure you're just there for yourself, because once you give yourself that time, then you can give that time to others. If you're just not happy with yourself, that's just going to lead you to just be, mad at other people, just because you haven't had that time to yourself. If your cup is empty, how can you fill someone else's? Make sure your cup is full before you fill someone else's as well. Number 8 is knowing your triggers, toxic traits, and what you can improve. It girls are always learning things about themselves, okay? We're always learning. As a human, we're always learning. We haven't mastered everything, and that is what's so beautiful. That's okay. We haven't mastered everything. That's fine. We are still learning, but at least we are learning. When someone says that something that makes you upset or give out a reaction that you wouldn't normally, that is something that needs to be healed, okay? Make sure you tell yourself that. Make sure you work on it, whether it's a childhood trauma, it can be anything. See where that's coming from. Don't just be angry at someone and then just be like, okay, like whatever, like they needed that. Sometimes they didn't actually need that. Sometimes it's actually us. We really need to sit down with us and see where that's coming from. Healing is very important. Cry. If you really need to cry about something, cry for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Cry with someone, whatever you need. Just let yourself heal. Go through the process that you need to go through in order to heal, but make sure you just let yourself heal. Eat ice cream, watch a movie, binge watch a show, whatever it may be, because you need to be healed and then be done and move on from that chapter. Close that chapter and move on. Take your time, okay? Make sure you sit with yourselves. Work on what you need to improve on. Take that time out for yourself as well. Number 9 is put the effort in. Put the effort in yourself. Put the effort in whatever you have been delaying, whatever your goals were at the start of the year. Or my new year resolution is this, that. check in. How's that going? Is that going well? Have I achieved anything that I wanted to, that was on my list? We completely tend to forget about the things that we had once for our New Year resolutions. So make sure that you're constantly checking with how that's going. And that's just one example. Whatever you may have on your mind, make sure you're still taking the time out and actually working on it. Stop with the excuses, stop with tomorrow, today, blah blah blah. If it's been gym that you've been wanting to go for a while, put the effort in, put it in for yourself. I promise you guys, you'll feel so much better. This morning I didn't want to get out of bed, it was so cold and I just didn't want to go to the gym, but I still woke up. I was like, just wake up before I even start and fall the trap of like, oh, let's just like lay in. That would have been really nice, but I feel so much better that I went to the gym and I gave my body that workout that it needed. Workout doesn't necessarily have to be just to be like, you know, the trend, just to follow the trend, have a big blah blah blah, look fit, have a flat stomach, have this, that. No, workout can genuinely just put you in a better mood. Make sure you enjoy it. Make sure you're not always working out for a certain goal, because that's when you'll not enjoy the process. Let's put the effort in. We're not lazy, okay? Yes, we have days where we don't feel like it, and that's okay, but make sure on the other days when you're really good, when you're feeling yourself, make sure you're putting the effort in for yourself, okay? Whether that's a skincare routine, whether that's shower, working on a business, anything it may be, make sure we're putting the effort in, okay? Because it's not cool but to just complain all the time and actually not doing it. One thing that I love doing is, if I have a goal, for example, I start asking myself, okay, like I have this goal, but what am I doing right now to achieve that goal? Am I doing anything? Okay, cool, I have a plan. Do I not have a plan? Okay, so let's start coming up with a plan. Number 10 is stop being so hard on yourself. So in this podcast, I think I've been a little bit pushy, but it's all good love, okay? But yeah, at the end of the day, it's so important that we're not hard on ourselves. If you keep comparing yourself to others, you will never be happy, okay? You're gonna fall down the trap of just not being happy, because there's no stop to this. Let's be someone that's better than us, fitter, prettier, whatever it may be. It's just that how life is. It's up to us to be so self-obsessed and satisfied with ourselves that we don't actually give the power to social media, for example. As long as you are making progress, even if it's baby steps, that is amazing, and I'm so proud of you, because that's all it takes. And you're heading in the right direction. It's so important to just sit down with yourself sometimes, actually see how far you've came. I think a lot of us, we go with their day-to-day things thinking, oh, I haven't achieved this yet, I haven't achieved that yet. But when you just sit down with yourselves and actually see how far you have came, that is progress right there, okay? And that is enough for you to just be proud of yourself and just take a moment, like, I've actually came this far, I'll be okay. Like, yes, this might be hard, but I'm also here, and that was hard too. So it's not that hard, you'll get there. So something that I love doing is, I love seeing my Snapchats from the previous years and seeing how far I've came. I'm like, oh wow, that was me 2 years ago, and this is what I am like today. I really love doing that. It's like a regular checkup with myself, that I was like this at one point and I've actually came far. Keep going for your younger self, and I promise before you even know it, you will get there. Alright, so they were my 10 points that have helped me transform into the person that I am today. And obviously I'm still learning, we're learning together, and like always, I'm always a DM away if anyone needs to talk to me or ask me any questions. I have linked my socials below, my Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, where I post a lot of behind the scenes. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please let me know in the comments what sort of videos you'd like to see, because I am always looking for more ideas. As I am just starting on YouTube, this is something new to me, so I'm still learning every single day, but I really hope you guys like this video. I love making educational videos here and there as well, because feel like at a very young age, I have learned a lot about life. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.